Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map. I spoken with my friend this morning, and she said there's a cool tag going on YouTube. I think it's by Nova. No, maybe it's by Rachel or by Nova. I saw it on Nova's channel anyway, and it was top 11 current favorite decks that you geek on right now. So I thought, I don't feel like recording it. I put my nails on. Don't come for me. I'm like crushing on press on nails right now. So day long, I can't do anything else with these nails. I even unpacked all the decks, not to have issues with pulling them out of the boxes. But what am I going to show is 11 mass market. Any mass market? I do have mass market decks. Woo. Oh, Nat, hey. I'm lazy. I didn't want to record, so I'm going live. I'm showing my top favorite decks I'm currently crashing on. So, hi guys. Yeah, Natalia, don't laugh. There's little bears there. So, let's go. 11 favorite decks. Oh, while Natalia is here, why don't I show my favorite Carol Herter crush right now? So this is a very special deck that's in my possession right now, and it's Carol Herter's deck called Golden Soul. It just blends into my surroundings, and when I wear yellow and my eyes go really mustardy in the sun, this deck, where am I? This deck is so beautiful. Oh, your favorite is Circle of Doors. Yep, it's really a great deck. I'm not crushing on it right now, but it's one of my favorites in general. So this one I'm crushing on though. The colors, it suits my surroundings. I take it to the forest. I just love it. It's very summery, but also could be very autumnal, depending. So this is the Carol Herter crush. At the moment, I'm usually crashing on one or two or all my Carol Herter's decks, but right now is the Golden Soul, courtesy of my wonderful friend Natalia. Thank you, darling. I do need a yellow. I don't have yellow nails, so I only put this one for the first time. They're very long. I unpacked all the decks from the boxes because I can't fucking do shit with these nails, but it's hilarious. I'm just trying. I'm playing. Always reminds me of Queen Osset when she used to have long decks. So it can be done. It can be done. Okay, so this is the second crush. My second crush is this newest edition of Tough Tarot. And I do have the Polish version, but it's actually the same as the AGM Müller. So it's mass market deck. And this newest edition is so beautiful. I love Tough Tarot, but I never really crashed on it that much. But this edition, I'm crushing on this Tough Tarot deck so much. It's amazing. The colors, there's something really magical about this deck. And the paper, the color of the tower with the magenta, it's amazing. If any of you are fans of Top Deck, I highly recommend checking out the newest edition, where you can recognize it by those little circles. So usually in the Top Tarot before, the camera doesn't fucking show it, but these used to be oval around the numbers, but right now in the newest edition they circles, and that's how you will recognize. And also the backs with this little golden frame in the back. It's so beautiful. I'm loving it, and somehow it revived my love for Tough Tarot. It just gave me this extra, ooh, I want to pull it out. And that's what I think crashing on a deck is. We have lots of decks. I have loads of decks. All these shelves are filled with decks, and I'm crashing at different decks at different times. Hi guys. Right now, Tough Tarot, this particular edition, not any other, is my heart crush. And okay, who has been on TarotTube for a long time to remember 2020 when Botanica Tarot came out? This was a Kickstarter, and this is what I got then in 2020. Do you guys remember this? And I've got to skip those ads, Jesus. And this Botanica deck has lied on my shelf since 2020. I don't think I fucking ever used it. And since I received Red Madonna, another crush of mine right now, Mary Magdalene tarot deck by Hetien. It's the third part to the Mysteries of Mary, Mysteries of the Black Madonna, and now Mysteries of the Red Madonna, Mary Magdalene deck. This deck called me out loud, and it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And it goes so well with the Mary Magdalene deck. And I don't know if you guys feel this at some point. Like sometimes I have, this deck arrived in 2020. Do you guys remember this? It arrived in 2020. These are the backs. And I remember pulling it out and I was like, yeah, it's okay. I don't know. Now I pulled it out after all these years, nearly 5 years. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's so well made. It's so beautifully published and all of this stuff. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I really love this deck. And it was lying on the shelf all this time. Oh, let's pull the sunflower as the last card. And if you're just joining in now and you're looking at my nails, I'm going to repeat it several times. I'm crushing on press-on nails as well. So I never wear long nails. I can't do anything with the nails. I pull the cards out of the boxes to show you because I was afraid I won't be able to open the box or anything. I wear contact lenses. There's no chance I could ever have long nails. But for 5 minutes of fame on YouTube, guys, I'm just playing, it's really fun. So yeah, this Botanica deck by Kevin J. Stanton. I'm so digging it at the moment. It's so pretty. So pretty. My crush. Surprise crush by the look of it, because I seriously didn't expect it. As I said, I had this deck for 5 years, never really kind of pulled it off the shelf. And as soon as the Red Madonna deck arrived, I'm like, Botanica deck. Like sometimes you get this intuitive hits and you're like, I've got to check this out. All right, so while we on the... So this was number 3, the Botanica deck. While we on the Heart Crushes, Red Madonna, Mary Magdalene tarot deck, I know that a lot of you who are on this divine feminine journey with me and together, all of us, you will be probably receiving this deck or you just have received it. It's amazing, this one. I really, really love it. I do have a full review of it, so don't worry if you can't see the cards properly. In general, recently I received a comment on one of the videos that I'm showing the cards too fast. But just remember, guys, I've been on YouTube since 2014. If you go to a playlist, Tarot and Oracle Reviews, most of these decks that I'm showing really fast now, you can see, through a good camera angle with good quality, you can see all the cards in the deck if you want to. So this deck is amazing. What Hetien did with this particular deck, I don't know what it is, but it feels like the images are kind of bigger. I'm not sure if this is the names that she used or the way she put the border around the images, but they just jump out at you and they're so beautiful. Hi everyone. How's Saskia? Hi guys. Oh, you pre-ordered. Yeah, it's so good. And I think she is sending now the first pre-orders out, and if anybody wants to pre-order again, for now I think all is spoken for, but she will organize the second pre-order. So if anybody is into the Mary Magdalene, I highly recommend this one. So this is number 4, the Red Madonna Mary Magdalene deck. Oh, and right now this is one of my favorite cards from this deck. It's the Healing Jesus. And friend of mine, Eva, here in Poland, do you remember this deck? Do you remember Tuatha De Danann Tarot? I think now it's called something different. But this is like Arthurian legend / Irish mythology. I think she got a little bit into trouble for using Tuatha De Danann and mixing it with Arthur, but she based it on her visions, right? So anyway, I think she changed the name in the end. So I'm not sure what it is right now, but this deck also goes so well energetically with Hettien's deck. It's so good. So my friend Eva came up with it, and I'm like crashing on this too as well. All right, what else? So number 4 was Mary Magdalene deck. So now I came back to Doula Oracle, Dev Doula Oracle. I just recently recorded, I started doing these virtual nature walks. We had one live into the forest, and now I pre-recorded one so the quality is better. And I went to the river, and I took the Dev Doula Oracle to the river with me. And this is amazing deck. And if you like modern decks, if you like kind of inauspicious, like, you have to have time a little bit for this deck. At times it feels a little bit guarded, like it's not so easy to access or read with it at all times. But right now it speaks to me like crazy. I didn't edge Mary Magdalene. It actually comes with this beautiful red edging. I didn't edge it. That's how it comes. Heather, Heather Botanicas, do you love this Dev Doula Oracle? Which one do you love? This is now my crush. I love the photography. And if Natalia is still here, I think it would go really well with these Deathly Flowers by Chanel. I think like kind of similar vibes somehow. So this deck for working with water element, for working with dreams. Okay, it's a really, really cool deck. Yeah, Cacao and Tarot, exactly. Dev Doula Oracle, it was very cold, and then you ended up passing it along. I kind of hold on to it because I received it for review and I really loved it. And then the moment came when I realized I'm not really using it that often, but I'm precious about my deck, so I don't let go of decks easily unless I really know that's it. Like that time for this deck has passed. And sometimes decks open up for me. And like I showed the other deck that I'm geeking on right now, the Botanica Tarot, I had it since 2020, never fucking used it. And since Mary Magdalene arrived, I'm like really loving it, like crushing on it, exactly this. So yeah, if you're working with water element, if you want to work with dreams, with, opening up your intuition, if you would like to challenge yourself a little bit to symbolical reading, this deck is really great. And then you have also, help of the booklet if you think, I don't know what this image shows. Yeah, Nat, I know you have this deck, and I think try it out with Deathly Flowers or whatever it's called, because it might be, I don't know, I'm just feeling it. It might be a good match, or maybe a bit too much, too similar style. I don't know, but it feels like it might be a good try. Oh, you have, Rachel, you have Deathly Flowers. Oh, it does very well. I don't have the Deathly Flowers, but yeah, it looks really good. So another one that I pulled in, oh God, I didn't check. I wanted to, guys, what is this deck called? Mystical Dreamer Tarot? Do you remember this? Oh, hey, Mel. What is this deck called, Mel? I showed it to you today and I forgot now again. I never remember its name, but this deck was one of the decks that I had for such a long time as well. I bought it first time when it came out. When was it? Years ago now. It's mass produced as well. Mystical Dreamer Tarot. What is it called? Help me out, guys. So anyway, this deck, I'm doing some Jungian analytical type of course right now. And this deck, so Jungian. If you want to work with symbols, if you would like to, again, challenge yourself to connect with your subconscious through an image. Mystical Dream. Yeah, okay, thank you. these images and this deck, I find it so good. And it has this amazing colors too. The color scheme is very unusual. I don't have any other deck that has, this particular colors. So I highly, highly recommend it. And it's just so evocative, the images. I think if you want to work with magic as well, or storytelling, or any type of intuitive work, also Divine Feminine, I remember getting it then because it had a lot of Mary images, a lot of, like connotations to different cultures, and this whole lineage of the feminine, like the bull or Egypt with Isis, etc. It's so, so cool. And readily available, I think so. I haven't checked, but it was, it was mass produced. It's so great. It's such a great deck. And whenever I pull cards right now from this deck, maybe because I'm in this mood to like go deep and work with unconscious and to work a little bit more with water element, that's not my favorite usually. This one is like really great to play. And I don't try to read it straight away like tarot, so this would be the death card, etc. First, I just look at the image and I just let myself imagine, like, what do I really see? What does it make me think of? What does it make me feel about? Like, where is it, like, ringing in my body? It's a very cool deck for that because it's so unusual for, the images are so unusual for tarot archetypes that you can somehow forget about tarot for a while, and then only later on tarot can be like another layer to figure out what's going on. Hi guys. I'm doing 11 top favorite current crushes on tarot and oracle decks. So this is number six, I think. All right, number 6. Number 7, you may not be surprised, but I'm still crushing in general on press-on nails, on essential oils, and on tarot. And this deck, the Essential Oils Healing Deck, if there are some essential oils lovers here, this is right now and for many months now my favorite essential oil deck. On the image front, very simple, doesn't have too much to like report on, but there is energy captured in the images. Somehow the plant comes through, and the booklet is actually really great. It's not very, like, you don't get heaps of information, but good amount of information, and you can actually learn about oils as well. It goes a little bit into history, it goes a little bit into usage, and it goes a little bit into like psychology, because essential oils can be used so much in those psychosomatic emotional support, etc. So this essential oil healing deck is really, really great, and I use it very often for my regular clients at the end of the readings, and sometimes I make for my regular clients, because I'm using very expensive oils, okay, very good quality oils. And expensive meaning not, oh wow, I'm using expensive oils, but good quality, the best quality I can find. So sometimes I make for some of my regulars those little perfumes, and I'm thinking of maybe doing a reading, where I pull some cards and whatever plants want to come, like creating a little perfume for a person with those 2 meals, and just for a person to support themselves. Because I often do it for myself, and I don't know how, but it fucking works, it works. Somehow I pull the cards, I tune into the plant, and whenever the scents kind of go, sometimes they go really well, sometimes they're a bit off, but for magical usage, it's a really cool idea. Mel is convincing me to do the deck sacrifice deck. I don't want to sacrifice any fucking decks, no. All right, next deck, guys. So this was number 7. Another one, maybe I show you a deck that's not part of the tag because I just received it yesterday, but I had this interesting story happen to me. A girl from Belarus, and her name is like Tarot with Nina. she wrote me this beautiful message on Instagram that she watched my YouTube channel, that has been watching YouTube channel for a long time, and she wanted to send me a gift. Okay. And she created an Alice tarot deck. So she asked me to choose either the smaller cards from standard edition or the limited edition, which are like have quite large cards. So I chose limited edition because it looked beautiful, and it arrived with this amazing wooden box with a little bit of quotes from Alice, right? Alice in Wonderland. The booklet is, unfortunately, I think in Belarus, is it Russian, or do they have? No, it looks like Russian, right? So Natalia, you can read it, but I can't. I mean, I will with Google Translate. It arrived with this beautiful certificate of authenticity. My number is 101, so it came to 2. And 2, High Priestess, was the first pull I did from this deck. It also has this beautiful velvety bag with, those red threads. And the cards are large. So if this is regular tarot deck, they kind of like big cards, okay? Shit, I don't know where this camera is here. So they large cards, they have like golden foil, and they also etched in gold. And if you are a fan, are there any fans of Alice in Wonderland here? If yes, Nina wanted to pay homage to the original illustrations, and her Alice looks really, really cute. It's, those images we kind of all know from the Alice in Wonderland books. And again, it's a very specific deck to Alice in Wonderland. So if you're not a fan, like probably it's not like, I wouldn't read with this deck probably every day, because I don't know Alice's story that well. But from, I know the story, but I didn't geek on these books that much when I was younger. And there's this 8 of Cups. Cute. But if you are a fan of Alice, you may want to check out these decks, because there's a standard edition with smaller cards, and it's on linen paper. It's really beautiful. And I love the style of illustrations. I love the font. The production is gorgeous. So yeah, for Alice in Wonderland fans, you guys can take a look at this, and I am going to show all the cards and do a review of it, but I just received it yesterday and I thought, oh, it's kind of cute, and just the limited edition, the special edition is like beautiful, and how it's all shown. All right, so the next deck from the 11 top current favorites, geeking on Spirit Carrier Oracle. So good. Who's got this deck? I know, Natalia, you have it, but this deck is so good. If you guys can get it, especially if you like using oracle decks, or if you love runes. But especially for people who use oracle decks in their readings, the keywords in this deck and the booklet, and it's a good project. It's well made, the cards are good, beautiful, good energy, it's just this kind of, it's huggy, but it's also potent. It's really beautiful, and the keywords are amazing. Hi, Jack. Yeah, I love the Wild Unknown still. And look at the Wild Unknown. When did it come out? I remember coming onto YouTube, Tarot YouTube 2014. Shit, guys, 11 years. 2014. And I remember Wild Unknown was one of the first decks that I bought at some point for myself. And since then, this deck is still on. And I don't think it's aging. It's, could have been created yesterday. I always look at this when I look at decks, that they don't age somehow. Yeah, it's old, but it's, doesn't feel old, like it still kind of holds on. I really love it. So this Spirit Carrier Oracle has amazing keywords, and I highly, highly recommend it. Own it. A way through. And I love also all these original, like organic elements, that it's very natural. It doesn't have too much, stuff redone on the computer. I mean, the background, etc., etc. But the images are so kind of earthy and gorgeous. So finders, keepers, threads of fate, and simple, but yet evocative and somehow very primal. It speaks to something primal in me. Look beyond, just an eye, but there is just like crystal, clear quartz eye. There's so many associations that come straight away, and how, like, events are connected, and seeing the larger picture of it. And there's all these little crystals over here. So it's really, really beautiful. Heaven Botanicals, this deck, I think it's from the UK. This is an indie deck, so it might be costly if you're in the US. I don't know, but it's on. It's called Spirit Carrier Oracle, and I think she sells through Etsy as well. If you go again to my playlist, I do have links under in the description of the video. And you can see all the cards of the Spirit Carrier Oracle. And there is a link that you can click. I don't get anything from it. I just, like, for your convenience, you can connect to it. Discern reality. It's so beautiful. Love it. Keep it in place. Yeah, and this deck, it's just, how sometimes indie decks are great to look at because they're so beautiful. Like, for example, even Alice, it's a beautiful deck, but I think it's not going to be as usable for everyday reading unless you are Alice fan. If you're an Alice fan, you probably know the stories, that you have your own personal connection, then it's amazing, right? And I think out of all Alice's decks that I saw, this is my favorite because I love this artwork. But this one is just a great everyday reader, and it's just such a... Oh, thanks, Natalia. Natalia linked it here for you guys. You can check it out. So yeah, prepare to adapt, for change, on solid footing. These keywords are one of the best keywords out of all the Oracle decks that I recently had pleasure to play, Okay, so I'm lost count. So I just keep going without counting. But I wasn't me. I actually picked 11 or maybe 12, but 11 decks. I didn't go overboard like I usually do. Another one that I love right now is Julie Cuccia Watts' deck, the Real Sky Astrology Tarot. And this one is if you're a fan of visual sky, of astrology that's based on constellations and stars. So not so much tropical astrology that's based on the seasons, but more, and the visual sky and the real sky. So this is called Real Sky Astrology Tarot. It's on Printer Studio or MPC. I can't remember, one of those. And I have a lot of interviews with Julie Cuccia Watts, so you can take a look at those in the playlist Inspired Tarot Map. There is a lot of interviews with Julie about this deck, about astrology, about her other decks. I am a big fan of Julie's work. She's quite amazing because she is actually totally basing her work on research as well, but also on her visions a lot. She had a lot of out-of-body experiences and a lot of dreams. And I always admire people who can stand by it so strongly because, this is like another reality, right? It's really beautiful. So this deck I'm using very often in... that I'm an astrologer, right? And I'm doing readings that are based on tropical astrology, but also for a couple of years now, I introduced those 13 constellations readings. And this deck is one of the decks that I use to depict the constellations that were activated when you were born. So not zodiac signs, but stars. What stars were actually active when you were born? And because we have precession of equinoxes, you might find that you have a different star sign, actually different sign, and because different constellation was activated by the sun when you were born, etc. So this deck often, because it has all 13 signs, including Ophiuchus. It's a nice addition when I do these readings to show also manually images, because I think we reflect and we react to images differently. And it's really important to have the visual, because then it makes it a bit more mythological and like storytelling, and you have a different connection to this image. So Julie's deck helps me a lot, and it's just beautiful. Out of Julie's deck right now, this is right now my favorite tarot deck, and it's potent, and yeah, it's got this really interesting take on tarot. For example, like the Five of Coins, which usually in tarot, in traditional tarot, we see as card of poverty and, you know, poor finances, poor health, and in general, poor fucking me. Like in Julie's deck, Venus opposition, the Five of Coins, because five was connected to goddesses. It's the goddess number. It's very strongly connected to Venus. And she said when religions came to power, that the senses and that yeah, thanks, the senses and, you know, enjoying life, enjoying your body, that was like a big no, right? So it kind of got changed from how Julie describes this Five of Coins. It's like being in touch with your senses, being in touch with sense of taste, sense of smell, sense of touch, sense of, you know, the visual, the color, the sound. And you see this like color and rays of sound. And she sees this like as really making sure you regain this sense of a connection to the body and to the senses and really enjoy it. And it made such a big difference to me. Like when I think of Five of Coins, you can see it on the positive side, right? Because it's pentacles, so it's connected to the physical matter. But how she describes it in her book, it's just so beautiful. So I highly recommend Julie's decks if you want to see tarot from a little bit different perspective and learn a little bit different. Maybe not the design. Yeah, I know. The design is also not, you know, I wouldn't go out with this design. I mean, I like the scratchiness and I like a little bit of this like oomph. And I think maybe it makes my hands look longer, but it's for children. But, you know, I loved it. I loved it. So I wanted to check. All right, let's go back to 11 favorite decks. So guys, this is, I think it's available now, or it's going to be available, or maybe it is already available. The Kate Forsyth's Fairy Tale Oracle. I don't know if you saw my review or not, but I got this as a preview copy from Rockpool. It is amazing. And I, you know, I love Rockpool's decks, but sometimes I call them like for children, but this is for adults. This is an amazing oracle. And especially if you love fairy tales, and it's in a cool way, it's made in a cool way. You just have a couple of different fairy tales listed and couple of cards for each fairy tale. And each card has a beautiful image, and it like shows the fairy tale from a little bit different theme or different angle. So you can do work with fairy tales, you can do shadow work, you can do inner child work, you can work with fairy tales, you can do storytelling, etc. Yeah, exactly. I get my girly on. Scratching Tomek on the back. Tomek, it's my husband, by the way. But yeah, so the images of this fairy tale oracle are, I think, amazing. Again, if I was to make an Alice deck, I would use these images. You know, if I was to make fairy tale oracle, these images are amazing, and the illustrations are by Merle Hunt. And I think they just gorgeous for fairy tale deck. So good. And this is mass-produced deck, okay? And it has one of my favorite fairy tale from childhood, Little Mermaid, but it also has Bluebeard, a sexy Bluebeard. All Scorpios should love it. a tarot shrink. I'm like, Natalia, I get my nails from Temu. Temu, I know it's a forbidden word, but Amazon and Temu, the same fucking shit. So get it wherever you want. But should I show you some of my nails, guys? Look at this. So, okay. So some mermaidy ones. And I got a little bit longer ones. This time I got a little bit longer ones, and I'm ordering now one more set because, of course, it's me. I'm a little bit like Natalia. That's why we're probably friends. I get like a bit crazy and I want more. So then I got like all different shapes and different colors, different shapes. These are a bit like rock and roll. But I thought, black boots, just black t-shirt, and just those shiny nails. Because I didn't know what shape suits me, what shape is good, what shape would resonate, so these ones. Yeah, not yet, not as many nails as Dex, but I got these crazy ones with like some sweeties and sugarcane. I got some mermaidy ones. These are blue. I got short ones, which I actually can wear for more than one day. They're really cool. These ones. And then these ones with, obviously there is a theme, stars, moons. The cheap ones that come in like 24 sizes, 24 nails, you can get for very, very kind of cheap, but they're reusable, right? You can unglue them. You stick them on those little like stickers. I show you. I'm doing it. Nails. We come back to Dex in one sec, but nails is also what I'm crushing on right now. So they have these little stickers, you see. So you put them on your nails and they double-sided. So then you can stick on the nails and they come off really easily and they don't destroy your nail, which is really cool. So I love that. And you just use one of those like wooden sticks to take off the rest of the glue and that's it. So I loved these ones with just simple like French tip, and these ones are very cool and funky short ones. I love the short ones, and there is of course some tiger prints. So yeah, so that's my new obsession aside from oils and decks, right? But yeah, I highly recommend checking it out because it's fun and you can always find something for yourself. They have a lot of simple tips, like just regular, like green, black, and some of the 24 ones are quite comfortable actually, because you can pick your own size, and otherwise you have to figure out what size are you. I always order middle, but they bit medium, but they bit too small, I think, sometimes. Anyway, so this deck, Bluebeard and Fairy Tales, if you love, check it out. I think it's coming in May, from what I remember. That's available in May. It's really, really good. And the book is written in a way that's why I was laughing that it's for adults, because you have some serious language, normal, but if like you can read it, you want to read it, it's interesting. There's some history, there's some archetypes, there's some psychology, there's some old variations of fairy tales that she goes into and gives you like, oh, this one was before this one, and it's really, really interesting. Okay, we nearly finished with my decks. I have one more deck left, and it is this Cosmic Animal Emotional Intelligence cards. And this deck surprised me a little bit because when Tanya sent it to me, I was, grateful, obviously. Tanya, if you watch it, thank you so much. But deep down, I was thinking another animal deck. I've got the Wild Messengers Oracle with Tanya's artwork that I love and use it so often. I've had it for years. So I'm sorry, Tanya, I kind of didn't pay attention much to this deck because it's just animals, right? You don't get any background images, any backgrounds, like other things that can like spark your imagination. But then I started using it and I started looking. And you know how sometimes you see and you don't see, and sometimes you see and you fucking see? Oh, Jennifer, hey. Sorry, guys. I come back to my you see and you see. Yeah, Natalia, don't glue them on because they also use glue. Don't glue them on. Buy those stickers. They're very easy. They like jelly. They not glue. They like jelly, like double-sided tape type of thing. So just get these ones. They like different sizes. You can pick the ones that suits your nails. We're talking now about press-on nails because I'm crashing. Oh, you're driving to work, Jen. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Have a good day. I hope your work is good. Watch it later. So these guys, I started looking. And I don't know if this shows up. I didn't do a review of this deck yet. I will. I show all the cards, and in better quality than, YouTube on live YouTube allows. But this Luna Moth, for example, she calls it cosmic animals. There is just something about the images, like energetically they transmit as well. There's something beautiful. And what she did, she used different emotions because this is Cosmic Animals Emotional Intelligence cards. And when I started seeing and looking, I started being really drawn to it. And I started reading the book. She separated the book into emotions that we happy to see, like, I don't know, some independence, joy, blah, blah. And also some that we are not like kind of looking forward to, like lonely or disconnected, etc. And in the booklet, she gives some interesting facts about the animals that she chose, and also gives some like, emotional support and ways to deal with different emotions. So it's really, really cool. So that's Tani or Owl with perspective. And there is something beautiful when I started like connecting to it emotionally about those images. And I love this celestial kind of cosmic vibe to that. They really feel like spirit animals, So I think it would be really cool to use as like spirit animal deck, something that's like appears, like in another realm only. She also has some fantastical elements here, like animals here, like Pegasus, etc. So you can also work with some constellations, like myself. I'm just love this. So I was surprised by it, and I didn't. I don't think I judged it fairly when I received this deck. I kind of like skimmed through it and thought, like, how sometimes you're like, oh yeah, it's beautiful, and that's it. And then when I started using it and reading the book, I thought like, wow, it's so intentional. It's actually it's a quiet deck. It's not going to be like this, ooh, I'm so pretty, look at me, I have so many images, etc. It's quiet, but it has this depth and intentionality behind the creation and the imagery. Like this Luna Moth, I just can't get over her, how pretty she is, that she's not too bright, she's just like perfect. So there is something about this deck that I overlooked in the beginning, and I pay homage to this deck now. I think it's going to become even more and more loved by me as more and more I use it, because for now, whenever I pull the cards and I tune into the image and then I read the book, it makes a lot of sense. So this deck is kind of just, if you like animals, just take a look, because it might be also like me, it's like, oh yeah, another animal deck, but there is something more to it. So these are my crushes right now, guys. Yeah, Heaven Botanicals, also stickers are better. Exactly. I don't like the idea of the glue. That just kind of freaks me out. Plus, I don't want to wear them for longer than a couple of hours. I want to take them off and I want to change them for some new ones. I think for me, this is like, I used to, if you follow me, on Instagram or somewhere, I used to do my nails once a month with my nail lady, Natalia. Also, her name is Natalia. She lived in the city, and it was like part of my self-care thing, that I live in the country. Nobody fucking sees my nails unless I come on YouTube and like point them at you. But I used to go to the city. It was like my self-care moment once a month. I used to pick some images. Natalia, she's an amazing artist. She could also always do some crazy stuff on my nails. But I had to have them for a month, right? And then I had to go take them off, and I didn't enjoy taking off. Like, it took an hour to take off the old nails, take care of my nails, put, that's just 2 hours there. And I'm not this type of girl. I don't like to do it. So then I thought, press on nails. Ooh, you can change it. You can change it every half an hour if you want to. It's really, really fun. So this is like right now I'm trying. Oh, you ordered the Spirit Carrier Oracle deck. It's so good. Yeah, you will love it. I'm sure, like, this deck, nobody will regret this deck because it's a good reader. It has great keywords. It has good booklet. You can learn about runes as well. You can learn about crystals. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, you switch from gel nails to polish. Yeah, and then no polish. Yeah, exactly. And I noticed also after you doing the gel nails, I'm like, I have a break now because, so now I'm only gluing it for a couple of hours. These ones I will take soon, because I want to leave and I can't do anything with these nails. But yeah, it's just fun. It's fun. And you can change them every day. You can have different nails. This is something, it's my discovery. I love it. So what decks are you guys crashing on? Is there any? Luna Mauve looks like a dancer from the distance. Yeah. Yeah, she's so pretty. I love her. Yeah, she does. She does. Like the pirouette. Yeah, like a ballerina. Exactly. It's really beautiful. Okay, I don't know. Any questions? Do you want me to show you anything else? I showed you my nails. I showed you the decks. And this is so beautiful, Natalia. We're crashing on Carol Helzer a bit again. I think that's it. I don't have anything else to say, guys. We have public holidays in Poland right now. We have Constitution Day, and today is like the 1st May, Beltane. It's public holidays. Oh, heaven. I'm a herbalist, and I just got the Herbal Astrology Pocket Oracle. Oh, is it in pocket now? Yeah, I love this deck. I love it. I do have the normal edition, because I got it as soon as it came out. And this one has amazing imagery. I think it's really great to use also for intuitive readings because it has so many, aside from the plant, you have so many different visuals you can draw onto. Some people love it, some people don't. Like, I don't know, what about you guys? Like, if you have your own connection with the plant, does it disturb you that somebody adds, some like the associations in the background about the plant? Or do you prefer just like a plant and that's it, because you can associate your own things on top of it? I don't mind either way. I associate my things, but I always love to see what other people, using, unless I like don't agree with what they chose, like totally, that I go like, oh, that so doesn't fit. And then that's a problem. But other than that, I love to see other people's ideas. Yeah, pocket decks are cool. That's why I think this is the biggest Carol Herzer deck I own right now. And Natalia, I don't know if you had this thing that this is bigger than my extra large. I don't know. It's really big. It doesn't feel so heavy as some other ones, but it's quite of a brick. So sometimes taking it out is like, oh, I would take it, but no, I don't want to carry it. But it just calls for outside viewing. It's got all this glitter that only comes out in the sun. It changes colors in the sun. It just picks up on totally different vibe. So it's definitely a deck that wants to go out. That's for sure. Oh, the Flora Tarot is beautiful. Actually, the Flora Tarot, I haven't used it for such a long time. Where is it? Yeah, Flora Tarot. Oh gosh, I've got so many decks. I still could not buy anything for the next, I think, 2 years, and I will be feeling like I'm still discovering decks. How about you guys? But Flora, I always keep this card open, like as the first card, because that's the guide for the deck, right? It's so sweet. I love this deck. Oh yeah, the Carol Herzer decks. I love them so much. And I'm like the lucky one because I've got friends who love me and take care of me and share fucking good things with me. So I would never be able to afford all these decks that I have from Carol Herzer if not for my friends like Victoria, Natalia. It's amazing. I think I bought myself 3 Carol Herzer decks, and 1 I sent to Natalia, and 2 I kept. And these were by far the biggest amount of money I ever in my life spent on a deck. But 1, the Inner Truth, I purchased through selling my Lightseers tarot that I had from the Kickstarter with the extra 10 swords, and they were kind of selling for crazy amount of money. So I sold this one, and it was exact amount of money for the Inner Truth Carol Herzer's deck that I wanted to get. So that's how I managed to get it. But other than that, it's quite difficult to get, especially when you're not in the US as well, because on top of the money, Carol doesn't lower the prices. They charge you so much tax here. It's extra 24% and postal fees and shit. It's just crazy amount of money. So I was always sending mine to Natalia, and she was graciously sending them back to me as like a gift, So yeah. But Carol Herzer's decks, they are special, guys. I know, she doesn't pay me for it, anything. I never gotten a deck from her, but there's just a different experience, different energy, and even the boring Rider-Waite-Smith gets something energetic activated through Carol's decks, and because she's very integral, and you can feel it, like she's got the intention behind those decks, and just I love her work. I try to convince her to come to Tarot Map for interview, but she doesn't deal with technologies. There's no way to connect with Carol. Okay. Rose oil, guys, so good. It's diluted, of course, because otherwise, so good. Okay. Anything else? Somebody says something. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Are you still there? I think we finish. I'm going to go for a walk with Tomek. Should I take the nails with me? I might. And I take a deck. Maybe I will take the Flora Tarot. Anyway, thank you for hanging out. It was fun to hang out with you. Thanks for being here. Natalia, if you buy any nails, show me. Oh, and you said it's bigger than any other deck. Yeah, that's very big. I was surprised because I thought extra large is extra large. Yeah, have a lovely day too, guys, and I speak to you soon. Bye. Bye, everyone.